What's up guys, this is iTweaks here, and today I'm going to be showing you some of the iOS 7 jailbreak tweaks that I've been using on my device. Now keep in mind this is only going to work for some devices. You will just have to test it out and see if it works for yours. Now what I'm using is the iPhone 5, and this is just because the mobile substrate has not been updated just yet, so once it is updated then hopefully most of these tweaks are going to be working for all devices. Now all tweaks are still in the process of being upgraded, so just be patient. It is going to happen within the next couple of days. Actually, Soric just updated Cydia, and if you haven't done so, go ahead and update that. So jumping into the tweaks here, the first one I want to show you is Flux. This has been working for me, and if you don't know what Flux does, it gives you that orange tint that really dulls down the brightness, and it's a whole lot easier to read, especially at night. So you can see if I enable it right there, if you slide this down, it gives you that orange tint. So you can see it's a whole lot easier on the eyes, especially when reading things at night. This is an awesome tweak. I highly recommend anybody that has an iDevice to get this. Now next up here we have iFile. Now iFile is pretty much fully functional. The only issue you're going to have with it is you can see right there registration failed, but I have actually purchased this, I don't even remember when, a long time ago, but you will get this error even though that you have purchased this. But other than that, you can still go through all of your system folders, everything like that. Everything is fully functional on iFile. Next up, if you haven't noticed already, 5-icon dock. You can see them overlaying each other down there, but it still does work, so definitely a cool tweak. Next up we have Switch Spring, and this tweak actually allows you to swipe up on the springboard right here, and it gives you a couple options. You can either restart your springboard or you can quit all the applications that are running in the background. So let's go ahead and quit all the applications, and you can see here if we pull up our app switcher, nothing else is running there. If we swipe up again, you still have that option to restart your springboard. I'm not going to do that, but it does work. You can check out my full review on my channel if you want to. Next up we have swipe selection. So if we go into our notes here, you can see if I tap on this, this actually moves the cursor just by swiping across the keyboard, and this is a must-have for me because this is very useful. I'm so sick of having to hold down and manage that little cursor with this magnifying glass. It's so much easier with swipe selection, so definitely check that out. Next up is the hidden springboard settings, and if you didn't see my most recent video, you can get a full review of that and exactly how to install it. I will put the directions of how to install it in the description below so you guys can install this if you want to, but you just swipe up on the bottom of the screen, bring up the control center, and you're going to see springboard settings down here. Now the first thing you'll notice is this control center looks completely different than it usually does. You can tell the background dims a whole lot more than it usually does, and that's due to the springboard settings, as well as all of these highlighted toggles and sliders on the control center are actually blue, and you can change the color of that in the springboard settings. So if we just jump in here real quick, I'll show you just a few things. Actually, I'll just show you this, the slow animation spring. You can see if I bring up the app switcher, everything moves incredibly slow. So there's a bunch of different stuff that you can mess with in springboard settings. I highly recommend you to get this and just mess with the stuff. Always remember that if you screw something up and you don't like how it is, or if you just want to start over, you can always tap on restore defaults, and that's going to bring it all the way back. Now before we jump out of this, I do want to show you that you can change there it is, the control center colors. So here are all the different colors that you can change it to. You have pink, gray, teal, yellow, orange, blue, green. So you just tap on one of these, tap done, and then there you go, it changes that right up. And next up we have accelerate. Now if we just go into the settings here, you can tap on accelerate and enable it, and then you can actually change the acceleration, how fast animations go. So you can see this is Ferrari speed, you have impulse drive, Superman, Ultraman, warp speed, and then you also have some slower ones down here. So if you wanted to switch that up just a little bit, let's go to slow. And there's no respring required for this. So you can see everything's a little bit slower as you open things up and close things. Let's bring up the app switcher. So just a little bit slower. Wow, that's a little buggy. Alright, so let's go back into the settings here. Make it a little bit quicker. Or let's make it as fast as possible. Now you can see it's not as smooth when you do it like this. It's a little jittery, but nonetheless it still does work. And next up we have icon renamer, and it does exactly what you think it would do. It allows you to change the name of your icon. So if you wanted to change one up a little bit, like this one, let's say we're going to change up the stock application. We just want to change it to stock. So all you have to do is get it into wiggle mode and then tap it one more time and then tap apply. Now, the bad thing about this is that it does respring your device, but at the same time it still does work. Alright, so now that it resprung, you can see that the stock icon actually changed to stocks like I changed it. So there are a few of the tweaks that I've been using since I jailbroke with iOS 7, and I haven't had too many issues with them. Now, some are a little buggy, and you'll notice that when you're messing with them, but still they work pretty well. Now, keep in mind that a ton of iOS 7 jailbreak tweaks are coming soon, so make sure that you subscribe if you want to see a ton of tweaks. Now, there's going to be a lot of awesome stuff coming because the new UI of iOS 7, I mean, I like iOS 7 a lot, and just the animations that they have to deal with, as well as like Touch ID. There's going to be so many different things that they're going to be able to take advantage of for the iOS 7 jailbreak tweaks. And if you guys want to stay on top of that, then make sure you subscribe, and I'll be making videos on that as soon as they come out. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, then go ahead and subscribe. Also, don't forget to like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter for updates. And if you haven't checked out my gaming channel, go over there and stop by and say hey. Alright guys, until next time. Peace.